Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Headbanger's Closet. So for this video, I wanted to do one of those kind of like just in type of videos, just the new items to my collection really over the past month, to 4 to 5 weeks. Things I just got into the collection, and it's right before Christmas. By the time I upload this video, we're just gonna be a few days away from Christmas. So I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. Looking forward to seeing what everybody's getting heavy metal wise for the holidays. But I want to do this video because a few of these items I got in, I really want to show everybody. Really proud of, especially this first one I'm going to show. So I'm going to talk about a couple posters first, and then we're going to do some recent records I just got into the collection. So let's get right to it. So first things first, good buddy of mine, Joe Bradish from Massachusetts. Love you, buddy. If you don't know Joe, a lot of you guys watching this channel probably do know him. But he's a really good friend of mine. And Joe grew up in Massachusetts, as did I. And we never met until we went to a Metallica show years after I'd already moved to Georgia. We're both part of the Metallica fan club. We go to so many Metallica shows together. We've kind of met over the years and become really good friends. But unfortunately for the both of us, back when we both lived in Massachusetts, we didn't know each other. And whenever we're talking about maybe going to see, Pantera with, Slayer opening for Pantera at the Worcester Centrum, or maybe going to the Worcester Palladium to see bands, or seeing Megadeth on Lansdowne Street in Boston, seeing Metallica in Worcester and Metallica in Boston at the Poor Touring Me tour for the Load and support a Load album. We always talk about these shows like, man, I was there as well. We just didn't know each other. And it's always funny to talk about like the fun we could have had back in the day had we known each other going to all these shows. But unfortunately, we met when we no longer lived anywhere near each other, but we get to hang out a couple times a year at Metallica shows. And Joe knows how much I love Early Sepultura. Absolutely love Early Sepultura. I love everything they've done, or everything they did up to the Arise. After that, Chaos ID was cool, but I was, a younger guy back in that time, and I was like, I want to hear Beneath the Remains and Arise again. Just keep making those kind of albums. And so I liked Chaos ID, but it wasn't as good to me as the rest of the discography was. So he knows how much I love Early Sepultura. And when Cavalera came out and they redid Bestial Devastation and Morbid Visions and went on the Morbid Devastation tour in support of those reissues earlier this year, I couldn't go to the one in Atlanta, but he was able to go to the one in Massachusetts and was able to do the meet and greet and get this signed from me by Max. I don't know if you can see it right here. And then Igor right there. Sorry for the glow. I'm still not a professional at this. But he was able to have them sign an extra poster for me, and really excited about this poster. Really appreciative that he was able to grab this for me. So thanks, Joe. Love you, brother. One of the best items in my collection by far right here. So really appreciate that. Awesome item. And so the next poster is going to be Metallica. I went and saw Metallica in St. Louis in early November, the November 3rd and November 5th show. Didn't do a video on that weekend. Awesome weekend. Had a blast. Great set list. Just Metallica just does it so good every time. There was nothing different about this than a lot of the other Metallica shows I went to. It was just always awesome. Always a great weekend. But I didn't do a video because I didn't buy a lot of merch. In fact, the only thing I actually bought at the show was this poster. And I wanted a poster regardless of what the artwork was going to be, but I didn't like it enough to buy the shirt, which was the exact same design. But I picked up the night one, which is this one, November 3rd, St. Louis, the Dome at the Americas Center, which is where the old St. Louis Rams football team used to play. But I didn't like the design enough to buy night two, which was basically the exact same thing, only the person was facing the other way. So when you put them together, the people are just sitting on the skulls facing each other. Really not that great. A lot of the other designs, yeah, they make a really cool scene. I wanted both of them. But this one, I was like, you know what? It's just a person sitting on a skull. I can get one, and it basically does the job. So that's the Metallica poster. Great weekend. Such a phenomenal, 2 performances. I was able to do the Snake Pit again the second night, the Sunday night. Had such a blast hanging out with everybody, being right there in the Snake Pit. Got so many badass photos. But because I didn't really buy much merch, I didn't do a special video. So let me get some of my beer. Now I'm going to close out the video with showing the records I just recently got. And we're here at the end of December. Christmas time is about a week away. About a month ago, there was a record store day on Black Friday. I was able to pick up a couple of albums. The first one was a Motley Crue, Too Fast for Love. excuse me, Too Young to Fall in Love single on orange and black kind of swirl vinyl with Knock 'Em Dead Kid and Take Me to the Top live on the B-side. So here it is right here. Really, really cool looking single. There it is with the orange and black kind of marbled swirl looking thing right there. Really cool. And I'm really glad they did this, because I was able to pick up the Helter Skelter single picture disc for the last record store day. I thought it was really, really cool that Motley Crue keeps putting these out. I hope they continue it with maybe going into Theater of Pain for the next record store day and maybe do one of the singles from that album. I think that'd be kind of cool. Keep it rolling, keep the collectors, buying more stuff. But if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you know that Motley Crue is one of the bands that started everything for me, and Knock 'Em Dead Kid is one of my all-time favorite Motley Crue songs. So next record store day I got was Ozzy's Bark at the Moon. And this was pretty cool. It's on cobalt blue vinyl. You get a pretty cool poster in here. Is the poster. And then here's the sleeve, lyrics. It is Ozzy and the picture of the guys in the band, and it is on cobalt blue. So I think I've got a few different copies. In fact, I know I have at least 3 other versions of Bark at the Moon, but I was like, it's one of my all-time favorite Ozzy records. Figured got to buy the record store day release on cobalt blue. So, made it happen. So, speaking of Motley Crue, I was able to pick up a couple of their 40th anniversary reissues of Shout at the Devil. The first one was the Amazon exclusive, which I don't know if it was that exclusive. I got it on Amazon, because that's where Motley Crue's website said to pre-order it. But it's the etched picture disc for Shout at the Devil, 40th anniversary, with the lyrics on the back, and I'm not really sure if you can see that or not, but the 40th anniversary right there. Really, really cool. So this was the cover of the vinyl that I picked up probably a good year, maybe 2 years after the album was released. Now here is the gatefold 40th anniversary edition pre-order as well. This was the cover of the cassette that I had. And it's a gatefold. The inside the gatefold is exactly what the inside of the gatefold on the original vinyl, which was the pentagram cover. But this was the cassette that I got, which was the very first item I purchased of Motley Crue, and that's what the front of the cassette looked like. And this one is on red vinyl. Red and black, my bad. Red and black kind of swirl right there. Sorry about the glare again. I'm not a professional, just doing this on my phone to show everybody my collection, because that's what it's all about, is having awesome heavy metal collections. So there we go, Motley Crue's 40th anniversary on black and red swirl. So the next item I got in my collection is an album I just got maybe a few weeks ago. It is the first album from Inhuman Condition, a Floridian death metal band. It's called Rat God. These guys are awesome. When I say Floridian death metal, a lot of people just think automatically it's going to be like death worship, but that's not really it. They take a lot from Death, they take a lot from Massacre, other bands like Morbid Angel and Obituary, another Florida band like Cannibal Corpse, and they kind of make their own, they put their own special sauce on it, and it's awesome. So if you guys have not heard of Inhuman Condition, please check them out. This is like a third pressing reissue on tan and black vinyl right here. Really, really sharp looking. This stuff sounds awesome. When it comes to death metal, there's just a certain kind of death metal I like. I don't like just guitars that don't have any good tone. I don't just like grumbling, screaming vocals. I like death metal vocals, but stuff you can kind of understand. I like riffs that are just head banging. They don't have to be fast like thrashy, but just really, really good guitar tone, really heavy head banging guitar riffs. And this thing's chock full of them. Inhuman Condition, Rat God. Highly recommend everybody checks it out. And they just announced that they're going on tour with Vader, and they're going to be coming to Atlanta, I think, on February 3rd. So I'm going to be going to that show. Really excited to see them. It was my first time seeing Inhuman Condition. So for the next couple items, these are just reissues. First one is Celtic Frost, Emperor's Return. I call it Celtic Frost. I'm from Boston. It's Celtic Frost. A lot of people call it Celtic Frost. Whatever. I don't give a shit. It's Celtic Frost. Reissue of Emperor's Return. Absolutely love this album cover. One of metal's best artworks, in my opinion. My favorite artworks. It's awesome. This was just a reissue on BMG. And this is on black and green kind of swirl right here. Really, really sharp looking. And at the same time, BMG also reissued Creator's masterpiece, Pleasure to Kill, on green and white, or green, not green, I'm freaking idiot, red and clear splatter. It looks even better in person than it does on my video. And these both came out on BMG the same day. I was able to pick these up, and I got them about a month and a half ago, and they were imports. So I looked them up online because I saw it advertised, and I never saw like a release date. And when I finally figured it out, I saw that they were imports. They were charging about 45 bucks euro, which is almost $50 American, plus like another 25 bucks to get it over here. So I kind of paused, buying it. And then I saw that a record company, or a record store rather, here in the States was getting a bunch of imports from their distributor, and they got these in as well. I wasn't fast enough to get them, but I was able to email them after the fact and be like, hey, I missed out on these. Will you be getting any more in? They were able to place another order and get a couple copies for me that I was able to buy them. So really thankful for that and appreciative. So glad I have those in my collection. I don't have the OGs to either one of them, and they're both pretty damn expensive now. So I'm glad I got those really, really cool looking colored vinyl reissues. Like I said, they both look better in person than they do in my video. So last not least are two Toxic Holocaust reissues from Relapse Records that just came out about a month or so ago. I purchased these on a Friday night, and they were in my mail, or at the front of my door the Tuesday after. So the first one is Chemistry of Consciousness, and I don't have this one on vinyl yet. Awesome album, just didn't have it in the collection. So when I saw it on Instagram from Relapse Records, instantly jumped on it, made the pre-order. So you get the insert with the lyrics and a picture of the album cover. Go ahead and put that back. But what I liked about this is, since I didn't have it before, they gave you the option, and I was able to pick out the really, really cool colored vinyl on green and yellow, kind of puke green and yellow splatter, really, really sharp looking right there. So really, really stoked to get that added to the collection. And the next one is another awesome album from Toxic Holocaust. It is Conjuring Command. I actually have this one on black vinyl. I was able to see Toxic Holocaust for the first time when they came around to Atlanta just before COVID took over. And I was able to pick this up on black vinyl, but I always wanted on colored. There's a few variants out there that were released when this album was released, and they've since sold out, and they're really, really expensive online. So again, when I saw this advertised on Relapse Records' Instagram site, instantly jumped at the chance to pre-order. And this one is on black, white, clear splatter, really, really sharp looking right there. Just like the Creator and Celtic Frost, looks way better in person than it does on my video. Just awesome, awesome, awesome looking vinyl. And really love this record. If you haven't heard it, give it a listen. It's awesome. Bitch is probably the best song on the record. So definitely give Toxic Holocaust a listen. I just saw them again for the second time over the summer. They played Atlanta again in the same club as before. Some great stuff. They always put on a phenomenal show. And they've got, they've got a handful of records. They do an excellent job of picking songs from each record and make a really, really solid set list. So anyway, that's my video for just into the collection. Hope you guys dig it. Hope you guys like the albums. You guys got any of these things? Let me know which ones you got. I'd love to talk to you about it. So appreciate everybody checking out the channel. Hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. Looking forward to seeing what all you guys get metal related for the holidays. And appreciate everybody, and have another video for you guys very soon. Cheers.